I'm so happy to do this for you folks, and I'm so happy to see you. I haven't seen you since last year.
Wow. Yeah.
And I wanted to mention something. I wanted to mention that hold on, I got stuff. Where's that? I wondered if you knew that through Citizens United to protect the Maurice River, right? C U Maurice River, they shortened it to. Excuse me. They are facilitating a rain garden at Wheaton Arts. Great. I don't know if you've been to Wheaton, I'm sure.
Wheaton, yeah.
So do you know when you drive in and then there's that big circle in the front by the front gates? They're turning that circle into a rain garden.
Wow.
And they're going to put native plants in and all kinds of good stuff and ways for the water to be captured. And it's basically, instead of lawn, it's going to recharge the groundwater.
Yeah, that's
because
really
it's
important.
so important, especially for Cumberland County, because apparently we're running out of water, and it's not going to support, even though it's a very small population in Cumberland County, it's just people are just using it, and lawns don't do it because the grass is the roots are too short. They don't get the water down into where it needs to go. Native plants are terrific. So what we did was C U Maurice River reached out to its membership and just to the public at large to see if we would foster plants for them. And so at the library, we're fostering 4 flats of plants, which include ironweed, partridge pea, dotted mint, also called horse mint, and black-eyed Susans. That's what I'm fostering. There was a bunch of other plants that other people are doing, as well as the things that the plants that I'm doing as well. So these babies are just, we planted them. We had a germination session with Carla, who works at, Carla's amazing.
Yeah.
She works at CU, and she had a germination session and taught us what to do and and that was the end of February. My plants went in the next day, and they are now, some of them are like this big, and I'm going to get to plant them at Wheaton. I'm really excited. So I not only got to see them, watch them grow, take care of them, nurture them, foster them, but I'm also going to put them in the ground, which is so important.
That's wonderful.
And they've done other rain garden projects in Millville as well.
I actually got to do that. I got to raise some little planties for them several years ago, and they did the neighborhood park. That's really great.
Exactly. And there's also one by a church that they're doing.
They do such good work.
And for we had our Maker's Day. I don't know if you're familiar with Maker's Day. It's kind of like a STEM and STEAM thing that's throughout New Jersey.
Yeah.
And it's usually March 19th and 20th, like right around there. We had our Maker's Day virtually, obviously, because we would usually have it, live. People would come in and make stuff. But one of the crafts that I presented for Maker's Day was a gardening craft pack for kids. So we had soil, 2 reused milk cartons, like what they would drink out of at school, flower seeds. I used marigold and milkweed, and 2 popsicle sticks to ID plants, and then I had some colored paper that they could wrap the milk cartons if they wanted to decorate it or whatnot. But it really kind of, instilled in kids the importance of raising native plants for the monarch butterfly, which would be for the milkweed, so that they could feed on something when the caterpillars, were hungry. And also the marigold, which attracts bugs that eat other bugs that you might normally use like a pesticide for. So
marigolds are so pretty too.
And marigolds are beautiful. So all these little planties at the library are doing fabulously.
That's great.
I'm really happy, and I'm happy to be a foster mommy. And I just wanted to share that with our viewers, and I know you would love that too.
Yeah.
And Miss Amy is awesome also because she has a community garden, and at her place in Hamilton, it's like a mile away from your house or half a mile away from your house.
Close by.
And there's so many little plots of land people can come, and they're in raised beds, right?
Yeah.
And you have a couple. I remember tending to them when I house and pet
Thank you so
sit
much
for
for
you.
doing that. Yes.
And reaping the bounty of your wonderful gardening skills. And how is that going?
Good. The community garden in Hamilton, we still have spaces available, and we're actually revamping part of it because we used untreated wood when we first built it, and that over time it's going to deteriorate.
Yeah, it's going to want to go back to the earth.
Yeah, so we're replacing about half of the beds, and so that's kind of a big job that we're taking on this year.
Oh, that's wonderful. And she also, may I tout her, around her house, she plants like native plants and maybe plants that don't require so much watering, So instead of having a lawn, which is kind of useless and barren, if you will, because it doesn't really support a lot of bugs for critters to eat and just for the bugs to exist, she has this beautiful, if you go by her house there on 12th Street, you could totally recognize her house because it's like lawn, beautiful garden with giant things growing in the front, lawn. So I'm not going to tell you the address or anything.
But
I just tell people where I live. I don't understand.
We were able to take advantage of a program through the I guess it was the Pinelands Preservation Alliance and the Association of New Jersey Environmental Commissions that was to help people to adopt more native landscaping. So I now have a rain garden in my front yard that has a lot of native plants. There's some non-natives in there too, but that's okay. And it's just a really great thing to
Everybody's welcome.
To have plants. Yes. Yeah.
And you have rain barrels on your house too,
yeah.
which is wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
And you recently installed some solar panels, maybe in the last few years.
Yeah.
That's how much power is that generating for you folks?
It's pretty much the power that we use.
Really?
It's if it's sunny out. We don't own the solar panels, so we just kind of gave the roof space to another company who put the solar panels on there. So while we didn't have to pay for the solar panels, we pay a monthly fee to them, which is less than what it would have cost for regular electricity.
And so you don't have an electricity bill, but you just have that.
We might sometimes.
Depending, maybe if you're using the AC a lot or
depending on the conditions. But.
Now, can you tell me any other organizations or things that you've started or become involved with that's eco-minded in nature?
Well, in Hamilton, where I live, I'm on the Green Committee. And also the Environmental Commission.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about.
Yeah.
And how is that going? Are they positive? Are they, progressive, if you will?
There's lots going on.
And that's just wonderful.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you would like to say about the ACUA or your guys' mission or anything?
Well, it's just a really good organization. I'm very fortunate to work here. They've got a great mission, and there's really always something new happening, and we're always striving for to be better, to serve our customers better, and to work more efficiently and effectively, and to do less harm to the planet. So
that's a beautiful thing.
It's a great thing. Yeah.
And just one more note, because we are Bridgeton Public Library, and some of the folks that are going to be watching this are from Bridgeton. They might have noticed the ACUA garbage trucks rolling through town.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
So we are so happy to be able to serve the people in Bridgeton.
Yay!
Yeah. So we collect trash and recycling in Cumberland County now. We started out in Vineland, and then we went to Millville, and now we've added Bridgeton to our collection services. So the trash and recycling that are collected in Cumberland County don't come all the way here to the Atlantic County Utilities Authority in Egg Harbor Township. That's too far for us to have to drive.
Right.
So we use the facilities at the Cumberland County Improvement Authority. So that's where trash and recycling end up from Cumberland County.
Right.
So I hope that you can go there and
definitely
learn about that.
We will definitely be taking a story time to the CCIA, absolutely, since it's in our backyards and we're concerned with, the trash and keeping Cumberland County clean. So Amy, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time and having me here, and the fact that you're my friend just makes it so much more rewarding to spend some time with you in your wonderful place of work. And the things that you folks do here at the ACUA for the county and for this part of Jersey is just remarkable, and I'm very proud to know you and very happy to be here. So thanks again.
I feel the same. And you are always an inspiration to me, and you are always embracing the green.
That's right, sister.
Yeah.
And maybe some blue and purple too.
Yeah. But it's wonderful to have friends like you who
you too,
share the same kind of outlook and
mindset,
strive to
philosophy.
the same stuff.
As a nice butterfly just buzzed both of us. So that was a 9 on the mush meter, people. Whoop, whoop. All right, honey. Thank you so much for having us, and again, happy spring to you, love.
All right.
Okay, bye.
There you are.
Hello. How's it going? I'm trapped in here. What's going on? Welcome to the ACUA. Woohoo! That's the Atlantic County Utilities Authority for all of you acronymically challenged human beings. Yay! Miss Adaria will be reading for you today on these fabulous swings. We have some really nice books, and we're being filmed by expert film assistant Amy Cook Menzel, who has her own calendar, by the way. So you can come as close as you like, darling. Let me just check that. All right, so we're going to start with Thank You, Earth. Thank you, Earth. This is a love letter to our planet by April Pulley Sayre, and it's called Thank You, Earth. And sorry if it's a little glary because of the plastic, but I'm trying to tilt it down so you can see it fairly clearly. What a wonderful book! I'm so excited! A love letter to our planet. Look at that picture. Look at that mama duck tucking her little head in. That's sweet. Okay, hold on now. Oh, we're jumping right into it. Look at the spider web with some dew on it, and that beautiful shorebird with his really long beak. You know, they use that to get way down in the sand to get critters to have for lunch. So it starts, Dear Earth. Dear Earth, help me turn the page. It's an otter. Thank you for water and those that float. I know you've heard me say this before. I was definitely an otter in another life. So look at those beauties. End of a pier. For slippery seaweed and stone. Thank you. Thank you for mountains and minerals that strengthen bills and bone and antlers. Have you ever been to a place that looks like this? Out west? Beautiful. Thank you for air. Where would we be without air? Huh? Even fishy whale breath. Woo! I'll take it. Thank you for colors and coastlines and beach. Look at those beautiful seals. They look like harbor seals. I'm not sure, but they're really cute. Thank you for tiny. Look at that little ladybug. And towering. Look at that gorgeous big mama with her yellow leaves. And vines that reach. Thank you for trees and vines that reach. Look at that. Look at that beautiful baby. It's a sloth. It's a tree-toed sloth. And they move very slowly, like they're in another dimension. It's really interesting. Thank you for curves and prickles and parallels. For patterns. Look at the patterns. You see a lot of patterns in nature. You just have to open your eyes and check it out. And shapes that repeat. Man, that's a lot of sunflowers. Woo-hoo! Thank you for leaves and stems and buds, for plant parts that we can eat. Thank you for all of that. beautiful color. Can you see the ant? Look at that big old ant over there. Ah, I love carrots. Thank you for sounds and storms and seasons, for struggles. Oh, I need to eat that pussy willow. I'm gonna get that. Squirrels, they're so crafty, aren't they? Oh my goodness. And what season are we in? We're in spring. It's my favorite season. And pale in-betweens. Look at that birdie. That's beautiful. I like those muted colors. Hold on. There we go. Thank you for rays and radials and overlapping greens. Look at those ferns. Oh my goodness. And the other plants there too. I think that's a zinnia. And a dandelion. I love to blow those. I don't care. People are like, don't blow, it's gonna make more. I'm like, good. I'll make as many wishes on those as I possibly can. Thank you for jumbles, ingredients for soil, and bright new growth in spring. Driving here was so beautiful because there were so many trees that were in bloom. The pinks and the whites and the yellows. Thank you for those that crawl. Yes, all. See the spider? See the ants? See the caterpillar? It's going to be a really fancy butterfly someday. Even for those that sting. We need our bees. We need our bees badly. Any pollinator is good in my book. Thank you for sunsets. See those cacti? They're probably saguaro. For sky room for birds. For edges, eyes can roam. What can you see in those shapes? It looks like a monkey to me. Thank you for beginnings and for endings and for lifetimes. Thank you for being our home. There's only one. And it's a mighty special place, I tell you. Yay, that was it! Woo! I'm going to give that like a 10.5. Hey everybody, we're going to continue along with our wonderful books here at the ACUA, and this is called My Friend Earth, written by Patricia Mclaughlin and illustrated by Francesca Sana. Francesca? I don't know, but look at that picture with all those critters. Look at all those critters. There's a hedgehog and some birds, a dragonfly and a monkey and a girl. Some flowers. Look how pretty that is. You see her? Alright. My Friend Earth. So, Patricia Mclaughlin is dedicating this for Ruben and Mara with love. And for Francesca Sana, she is dedicating this to all the children fighting and caring for our friend Earth. That's really sweet. Ah! Oh no, is it one of these? Oh. My friend Earth wakes from a winter nap. Ooh, what's going on here? And the zebra baby. Oh, wait a minute. Did I skip a page? I'm not sure. How did we go from that to that? Yeah, there we go. See? Let me just make sure. Oh, okay. I don't know what's going on here. The pages are just unfolding themselves. My friend Earth wakes from a winter nap. She hears the busy spring sounds, the farmer's hoe tapping in the garden, the caws of crows. I mean, could it be any more on cue? It might be a raven, you never know. They have such great voices. She sees the silent seed, the spider spinning silver, the robin and the wrens. Wow, what beautiful drawings. Just gorgeous. Imagine I flipped through all those pages too. And the long-winged albatross crossing the sea, the mole tunneling in the underdark. The underdark. I like that. She guides the chimpanzee to her night's nest, and the zebra baby to find his mother. And the hundreds of black and white striped mothers. Mother, where are you? Which one are you? You know, all their stripes are different. They're like fingerprints. It's so incredible. She tends the prairie where the sun-dappled wild horses run through grasses that swish against their legs. You see how big she got? She almost looks like one of the mountains or the hills. Look at those beautiful horses. Ooh, they make it easy to turn these pages. I like that. The tundra where the reindeer graze for moss, and the glistening ice where the young polar bear pads on mittened feet. Pad. See all the tracks and footprints? She guards all the creatures in all the oceans, the black manta rays, sleek like shadows, the shining parrotfish, the tiny krill who swim with the millions of other krill to look big, and the whales who are big. My friend Earth pours the summer rain to fill streams, flowing down mountains, through the fields to the rivers to the sea. That's how water goes, and that's how water flows. Sometimes she pours too much rain, flooding towns and meadows until she dries the land. Sometimes she blows fierce autumn winds, sweeping the limbs of trees and shingles from the roofs of barns. Whoosh. Until she stills the wind, so red and orange and yellow leaves float to the ground. Ginkgo. When cold comes again, my friend Earth sprinkles the snow, whisper silent, covering the dens where the baby black bears are born in the soft darkness, drifting over the icy pond where the turtle sleeps in the mud, settling into the empty nests of birds. Under the white, the silent seed is cradled in the dark soil, watching. The turtle's sleeping, that dude's sleeping, the fox is sleeping, the bears are napping, the beavers, everybody's taking a long winter nap, waiting to fly up again in the warm, bright sun of spring. Ah! Can you tell I was born in spring? I'm like one of those crazy seeds. So, wow, that was a great book. Oh my goodness, it was beautiful and it's gorgeous. And oh, stay tuned for the next ones. Hey, Glenn almost fell off the chair, kids. Hey, what's happening? How are you doing today? I hope you're doing these thumbs up. Now listen, I know that this will not be shown on Earth Day, but it just happens to be Earth Day today that we're filming on, and I wanted to wish all of you a very happy Earth Day. So we'll be showing this next week, and it's just a couple of days after. So we hope you're still in the Earth Day holiday spirit and you're doing something good for the earth today. Like, for example, planting some awesome things like a daisy or some lettuce. You can come into the Bridgeton Library and get lettuce and daisies to plant in your garden. And that was compliments of the ACUA for Earth Day. Thank you, ACUA. How many of you folks tuned into our wonderful Earth Day show for story time? Actually, you know what? I'm sorry. This is going to be shown in 2 weeks from Earth Day. I do apologize. Please forgive me. Miss Adaria is so excited that it's Earth Day, she doesn't know what's going on, but that's okay. So it'll still be Earth Day, because you know why? Earth Day is every day. Yes, that's right. So come in for some lettuce and daisies, and also look what they gave us. You're not even going to believe this. These are mood pencils. What? That's right. If you hold on to them, the heat of your hand will change the color. Look at that. Do you see that? How it's like a little bit of a lighter pink, and then it just magically turns right back into that dark pink color. And look, see where I was holding it? How cool is that? Let's see what the blue one turns into. I'm going to think it's probably like a lighter blue. What do you think? Whoa, look at that. So come in and get some free mood pencils, some recycling, coloring and activity books starring Rocky the Recycling Raccoon, and some wonderful lettuce and daisy seeds, because you know you want to plant something. So there it is. And what we're going to do today to honor Earth Day, which is not, but it was about 2 weeks ago, is we're going to make our own Earth. Yes, that's right. You can do it. You can make your own planet. And what I did was yesterday, I started out with a very simple and basic paper plate, and I painted it blue. And here's a little mini Earth. We have two Earths. We have two sizes of Earth, the mini one and the jumbo one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some green construction paper, and I'm going to cut out basic shapes of continents, and we're going to glue them on here, and it's going to be your very own Earth. And you can hang it up. You can punch some holes in here and hang it up with some yarn. How does that sound? And then you can hang up your Earth in your room or in the hallway, or you can give it to your mom or dad or your caregiver, your grandparents. You can say, here's the Earth. Isn't that wonderful? Yay! So what I'm going to do first is we're going to say, excuse us, Earth. Can you move aside for a moment? And we're going to see, look, I repurposed some cutout trees that we used for a craft a couple months ago. And we're going to use this to create the shapes of the continents that we're going to glue onto our planets. So the first one we're going to do is Africa. It's such a big, giant continent, isn't it? I hope you get to visit it someday. I would love to go there. So I'm just going to approximate Africa. And it's kind of got a big over here, and then it kind of goes in a little bit, and then it kind of is a little bumpy, and it comes down to South Africa, and a little bumpy over here, and then it kind of goes up, and it goes up here. And what else does it do? Well, a couple bumps up here. And this is where the Sahara Desert is, like right about here. This is the Congo and the big, beautiful rainforest that's about here. And here's some mountains over here where they found the oldest human known. Her name was Lucy. They found her bones. And this is Ethiopia over here, and this is Egypt, and this is where the Nile flows, right down here. Africa's so cool. I'd love to go there. Here, I'm going to just do this because I think I made it a little too, I think I cut in a little bit too much here. So we're going to just do that like that. It's bumpy. The land is bumpy. Oh, you know what else is on this side of Africa is Madagascar. I don't know if you have ever seen those animated movies with all those cool lemurs, but the lemurs of the world come from this big, big island that's off the coast of Africa, and it's called Madagascar. So we're just going to draw that over here, and then we can cut that out. Actually, you know what? I'm going to draw it over here because I have some more space, and we're going to cut that out and stick it on our Earth. And Madagascar is kind of like that. And that's the best thing I could do. All right. Now, also, you know what is right across? Here's the Mediterranean Sea. And right across, not too far, is the continent of, that's right, it begins with an E. It rhymes with Gorup. Yes, kids, it's Europe. So we're going to draw Europe. And I'm going to try to draw Europe with this piece of paper. And so let's just pretend here's the top of Africa, right? So give us a little guideline. There's the top of Africa. Now, very close to the top of Africa is Spain. Kind of sticks out there, right? Here's France and the rest of Europe. And then it kind of goes up here, and then you get your Sweden and Norway and Finland over there. Kind of goes up. And don't forget, of course, your British Isles. So here's Britain and Ireland. And then over here it goes up there to Estonia. And then we're just going to cut it off here because I don't think we can do the entire continent of Asia, which would include the Soviet Union. So let's just do that. And then in the Mediterranean, what are you going to find? You're going to find Greece, right? And Italy. Yay! Where spaghetti comes from. Hey. And there's Italy, sort of, and a couple islands over here. And so that's pretty much about Europe. And so we're going to cut these out with my trusty scissors, which are hiding. The earth was hiding my scissors. All right, just do it carefully as you can. You can cut on the inside of the line so the line doesn't show up when we paste it on the sea of the earth. Because that's why I painted the earth blue. Why do you think I painted the earth blue? Because it's mostly water. And for all you folks from Philly, that's wooter. And all my friends in California, that's water. But I guess I'm in Jersey, so I'm just going to say water. Wooter. That's W-O-O-T-E-R. Now, all my folks, including my mom and dad and my cousins and everybody, come from Philly. So they say wooter and Tuesday. And I love it. I wouldn't have it any other way. And when I was growing up, my stepfather's folks moved from Philly to Baltimore, and that accent is even a little bit wackier. Baltimore. All right, I'm just going to kind of cut this out. We'll work on the details in a second because there's a lot of details in this little map. So here, let's just not forget Britain, the British Isles, including Ireland. Make sure I got all of the countries. Get that out of the way for a second. And so here we go. So back to the water. Our planet is comprised of mostly water and a couple of different continents. Can you name them? Name those continents? How about America? That's where we live, and that includes North America, Central America, and South America. All right, can you name a couple countries in South America? How about Brazil, where a lot of the Amazon rainforest is, and Colombia, where a lot of the uplands of the Amazon rainforest is. How about Chile? Chile is an awesome country, and that lies along the Pacific coast. And Peru, what a wonderful country, down towards the bottom. And that has a place called Patagonia, which is just incredible. Let me see, what am I cutting out here? Oh, that's the island of Sardinia. You know what? We're just cutting Sardinia out. Sorry, Sardinia. You got cut out. And this is, we'll abbreviate the end of the boot. We made the heel of the boot a little too long. And we're coming up on the coastline of Greece here. Hey, hey. I would love to go to Greece. That would be a nice trip, don't you think? Okay, so here we are cutting out Europe. And how about countries in Central America? How about Belize? Ah, that sounds like a nice place to go. And what other countries are in Central America? Honduras. That's right. How did you know that? You're so smart. Ecuador. Yes. How about Panama, where the Panama Canal is? Oh, that was something I'd like to see. All right, so Europe is pretty much done, and I don't know what that looks like to you. When you see it from space, it'll look just fine. So let's work on Africa. Wow, Africa is a big, big continent, don't you think? It's got a lot of countries. Here's a couple of countries I can name off the top of my head. Nigeria, Chad, the Congo, Ethiopia, Egypt. Let's see. Morocco? Yeah, Morocco is up at the top of Africa, right on the Mediterranean Sea, which is right across the sea from Europe. We've got, what else have we got? Libya is there. Oh, there's so many countries I'm missing. There's so many countries in Africa. Maybe I should go and do some geography homework. And I hope you can name more countries than I can. Oh, okay. So while we're cutting out our earth, I'm going to read you a couple of things that you can do to live a greener lifestyle. Some really super easy things, and that would include reduce, reuse, and recycle. Now, the reason why we say reduce first, we're cutting out Madagascar now. The reason why we say reduce first is because you could just reduce the amount of stuff that you have in your life, because really, what do you really need? Of course, there's things that you would like, and, they're fun things, but think about things that you can not have in your life, and then you reduce your footprint on the planet by having less stuff. Less stuff to go in the garbage, less stuff that people are using a lot of energy to produce, less stuff for you to have to dust and clean. That's always a good incentive. And do you think our continents are going to fit on our paper plate? That's something I didn't even think about. Maybe I can make Africa a little smaller. Sorry, Africa. You're getting downsized. That's all right. I think I made it a little bit too big over on this side anyway, so there we go. There's a smaller Africa. See, Africa reduced. And we're going to reuse some of Europe probably too. Yeah, I didn't really think about this. That's called poor planning, kids, but hey, it's fun, right? Here, we'll reduce some of Europe. Wait, which way is Europe? Okay. And we're just going to cut out a couple of those Eastern European countries. Okay, that should fit. Might have to cut off the tip of Africa. Oh, no! Or you know what? Your continents can hang off the side of the planet. Yes, that's right. Your continents are going to be, it's your planet. You can do whatever you want with. Or what we could do is, hey, we could put Europe on the small world, and we can have Africa on the big world. What do you think about that? I like that, Miss Adaria. What a great idea. Woohoo! Okay, so let's get to gluing, because I don't think the glue stick is going to be a good candidate for what can stick to paint. Sorry, let me just, what a pain in the neck glue is sometimes. I think we got it. We just needed to get that little, see, look at that. So a couple other things you can do for Earth Day, and that should be every day, is to volunteer. You can volunteer in your community. You could do community cleanups. And you know who you can volunteer with? I have an excellent organization you can volunteer with, and they're totally local. It's called CU Maurice River. You can go to cumauriceriver.org and see what you can do to volunteer. You can clean up rivers, you can help plant rain gardens, you could do a lot of good stuff. And my glue is not cooperating fully, so let's see what's going on here. Oh, and then it just gushes out. Yeah, glue, I see what you're doing there. So we'll try to mush that all over the place and give a little bit to Madagascar too. See if I'm going to put Madagascar in the right way. Now it needs to be turned around. Oh, so Madagascar is going to have little geographic relief lines on it. Let's place Africa before we place Madagascar, though, because that's going to tell us where we need to put. So there it is. Yay, Africa. They call it Mama Africa because supposedly human beings first evolved on this continent, and then they spread out across the world, across the whole world. They went up to Europe and over to Asia and up to the top where the Nordic countries are, like Sweden and Finland and Norway. And then they took the Bering Strait, which is all the way across the top of Russia, into Alaska. And then that's how they came down into North America, Canada, North America, and down into Central America and South America. Pretty soon we were all over the globe. How cool is that? So there is your big world with your African continent with Madagascar. And here is your smaller world with some Europe. Yep. What else can you do? You can educate. When you further your own education about what you can do to live a greener lifestyle, you can get involved in protecting your watershed too. You can educate yourself about that. And again, CU Maurice River can help you with that kind of stuff because they're very knowledgeable about the watershed because they help to protect the Maurice River and its watershed. That's what their name stands for. CU Maurice River. CU. You can conserve water too. Speaking of water, the less water you use, the less runoff there is and the less wastewater that will eventually end up in the ocean. You can use less chemicals in your household. You could buy green cleaners and laundry detergents and dishwashing liquid and whatever else you use at your house. You could get all that stuff, or you can make it on your own. I make a lot of my own household cleaners, and because all that stuff gets washed into the waterways and into the aquifers and eventually into the oceans. So by choosing cleaner, greener products, you can help make it affect less chemicals in the water, right? Yeah, I know you could do that. So right now we're going to cut out Great Britain, which includes Scotland, England, and Wales, and also Ireland. It's a little tiny though, but that's okay. We didn't want to forget them. It's an important country, series of countries. That's right. And what else can you do? You can plant a tree. Wow, that's a really important one. Plant a tree. You know why? Because trees provide food and oxygen. They help save energy. They clean the air, and they help combat climate change. And Arbor Day is coming up, so that would be a good reason to get out and plant a tree. Plant a tree, plant a tree. Okay, so I think let's put England down first. Let's see, how does England go? I think England goes that way. Yeah, it does. So we're going to just put a little bit of glue on the back of England. Merry old England. And it's right across from France. right across, what is that called? The English Channel. Yes, that's right. And little baby Ireland, which a lot of my DNA comes from, is right here in that little nestled little area right there. Yeah, you look at these continents and you see their shapes and forms and you wonder how they were connected at one point, you know, before volcanoes and earthquakes and shifting continents. Scientists think that at one time all of the continents were gathered together in a place called Pangaea, and then volcanoes and time and other events led to the continents breaking up and spreading across the world. And they're still moving. It's not like they moved and then that's where they're going to be forever. They are still moving around. That's why we have things like earthquakes. Isn't that crazy? Oh, the Earth is such an amazing place. And I'm really happy that you tuned in today to help protect her. And all these little critters are very happy about that too. So every day is Earth Day, kids. There are a bunch of simple things that you can do to help the Earth. So you could just go online and just Google that. 10 simple things that you can do to help protect the Earth. So you could be good stewards for your future. And I'm sure your children and your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren will definitely appreciate you even more for that. So have a green kind of day. Thanks for tuning in, and happy Earth Day, everybody. Even though it was a couple weeks ago, happy Arbor Day coming up. Don't forget to stop in the library and grab your mood pencils. Take care. Thanks for tuning in. You guys rock. Stay tuned for next week, when we'll have even more fun together.